Hello and good afternoon and Happy New Year. It is January of 2018. We just rolled into the new year. I think it's January 2nd. My God, how sad is it? Yes, January 2nd. I had to confirm the date. And I'm waiting for my late night Monday meditation, no, late night Tuesday meditation to come around. I do that every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and I figured I would meet and do a little video first and pull a few cards from a couple of my decks of cards that I have for intuitive inspiration to maybe send a few messages and prepare us for this new year, new opportunity energy that we're rolling into. Um, First off, for those of you who don't know me, I am Karen Slack. I am an intuitive that works out of a salon, my own salon in downtown Canandaigua. I offer meditative services as well as intuitive services out of the salon as well as online. I'm a big proponent of meditation. I offer guided meditations. Try to usually every Tuesday at 9 o'clock on my Unique Meditations Facebook page as well as sometimes on Instagram Live. And working on getting that meditative energy out, and occasionally I pull a few intuitive cards with a little intuitive reading to share with you some inspiration. So we will get started. I have 3 decks that I've chosen. I'll choose 1 card from each deck today to offer us 3 notes of inspiration on our intuitive reading adventure today. Before I set up for an intuitive reading, I usually like to meditate over the decks, include them in my meditation to prepare myself and the energy within the space, to be open to receive the inspiration and the messages and the details. If you were to come in for a personal one-on-one intuitive reasoning, we'd sit down, we'd meditate, we'd bring light, the image, guided image of light washing through us and into our hands and into the space around us and into the cards. After we get done with this little mini meditation, I'll spread the cards out and I will have you choose however many cards we decide on. And then we flip over those cards and have an intuitive conversation about what they mean for you. So I have 3 decks that I've chosen for today. The last deck that we're going to pull out is our Conversations with God deck. I love the pictures of this deck. I love the meaning of this deck, and I feel like it helps us connect to the higher understanding and the higher purpose of these readings. The middle deck that we're going to use today is inspired from the 4 Agreements book. It's really nicely illustrated. It comes with some very self-supportive, self-understanding, honoring your best truth and your best self kind of information. Sorry, my music shut off. Let me turn that back on. I don't know how to shuffle on my radio, apparently. So, and then our first deck that we're going to choose today is a deck that I don't use a ton, but when I do, I really kind of find it nice and inspiring. This is an archetype deck. This is fashioned, I do believe the creator of this deck is Caroline Myss. She has some great ideas and great understanding, some great books. Check her out. But this is a deck for archetypes. Archetypes are like spiritual personalities, different parts of ourselves to help us better understand who we are. We can be made up of a ton of different archetypes and a ton of different facets of ourselves. So we will pull one of those in honor of our new year from each of these decks and see what's in store for us and what it tells us. And the readings that we do when we sit down for an intuitive reading work best in intuitive conversation. It works well to be able to sit down one-on-one and talk about what feels like is coming up and what it means for you. My readings are more surrounded by the idea of approaching where your energy is at currently, where your emotions and your truth and your spiritual, mental, and physical self is at this current moment, and helping you understand and receive validation for that, as opposed to telling the future or connecting with those on the other side. Quite often, we still make connections to those on the other side if that's what you're looking for. If that's not what you're looking for, then we can keep it completely inspiration and surround it with what it is that you're looking for personally. Okay, so we're going to spread out our archetype cards, and I'm feeling drawn to this one over here. So the card that comes up is King. The light attribute of the King card offers an enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefits those in your charge. The shadow attribute warns us to watch out for excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. So I feel like, as an inspiration, this card reminds us to be the leader of our own energy, be the leader of our own situation and of our own world, of our own life. Be the leader of your own thoughts and of your emotions. Allow yourself to experience all the emotions that you experience, but do so in a safe and loving manner. Understand that sometimes we experience the negative and sometimes we experience the positive, but all situations have something to teach us and something positive to offer us. We just sometimes have to feel the nitty-gritty of it to get through it, to the other side of the understanding. As well as, don't be afraid to reach for what helps you feel enlightened, what helps you feel like you're the leader of your life, you're the leader of what you create in your day-to-day life. Lean towards that which benefits you and those around you that you love. I feel like the inspiration behind this card acknowledges ourself and benefiting our best, truest self, that person that sits in our heart and our minds and our soul, that person that our highest picture of ourself, not who we feel we should be that we're not, but who we are in this current moment, and honoring that highest good, that deepest loving self. When we can do that for ourselves first, it then creates a trickle theory, like a trickle theory. It ripples out like the drop of a pond, the drop of water in a pond. It drops in the pond and then it ripples out around us. When we can honor ourselves and what our needs are currently, then it then ripples out to those around us, and it helps with your family and your loved ones, in your work coworkers and your friends and all of that. They'll benefit when you benefit from your personal self-love the most. When you can follow the areas in your life, and you can lean into the areas in your life that make you feel happy, that make you feel that excited, positive feeling. I think that when we can focus on that, we can focus on the thoughts in our minds that are more positive and self-supportive, and we can focus on the situations that support who we are as a true soul level individual. Then it just ripples out into our life, and we don't have to worry at working at it. It just happens. So I do feel like the shadow attribute, talking about excessive feelings of entitlement or rulership without restraint, I think that it encourages us to have that positive give and take, and don't feel like we're entitled to everything, to understand that which works best for us will automatically live and happen in our life, and to understand that situations that you're in offer us a lesson, and that we can be guided to what works best for us. You can give me a hug. It's not live.
Okay.
It's recording. I love you.
Okay.
Good night.
That was live. Can I play yogurt really quick?
Yes, absolutely. Excuse me, just getting a hug from my daughter before she goes to bed. So just beware of when you're in that shadow side, when you're in the more negative side of life, just beware that you're not feeling of your feelings of entitlement, where I deserve this because. I feel like sometimes when we say, well, I deserve this because, we have a tendency to block ourselves off from attracting it into our life, attracting it into our energy. And maybe if we take a moment, take a deep breath, step out of that, honor a little bit of self-care and a little love to generate more of a positive, loving energy. Whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation, whether it's walking in nature, whether it's creating a nice surroundings. Like I have some candles lit, and I have a few stones with me to help to support reminders of what energy I want to welcome. I have some great music. Allow a few moments to step out of that negative aspect and into something positive, to help to shift your mindset into something to understand what it is that you're looking to bring into your life and understand the energy behind it as opposed to the item that's going to bring that to you, if that makes sense. That's where I feel like this card also warns us to not necessarily put our love and our hope and our dreams and our happiness, don't tie it to something else or someone else or a specific item. Say, I'll be happy when. Allow yourself to understand that you can be happy now and that you can be enlightened now with being open to the higher understanding of whatever you're working in, whatever you're doing. Allow yourself to understand that I welcome the energy of happiness, of love, of creation, of leadership, of whatever it is you feel like that item is going to bring you and is going to give you. I'll be happy when this happens. Allow yourself to welcome in the emotion and the energy behind that, and then whatever it is that you're seeking will just draw into you. Takes a little work. I guess maybe the notion behind it, I feel like that's getting into a much longer topic than what we really want to do in this reading today. But I guess the energy behind it is to honor the energy and the emotion behind the item as opposed to the item itself, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to leave some questions in the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. So that is our King card from our archetype deck tonight. And we're now going to pull one from our Fifth Agreement deck. We're going to go on this end today. Life gives me everything I need, and my heart is filled with gratitude. Life is generous with me. So the whole inspiration behind this card offers us a big awareness to be within our moment and within ourself, and to be grateful for what is around us and what is in our life at this current moment. Take a moment to step out of the chaos of life and sit and be grateful for what is around you, and be grateful for that which honors who you are at this moment. I feel like sometimes we have a tendency to get caught up in the past and caught up in the future, and we forget to be in the moment now. And actually, my late night meditation that I'm going to be doing in a little bit is going to be a meditation for being in this moment and helping us generate that focus. But I feel like this card offers us a reminder that we have all we need at this current time, or we can find what we need at this current time. And maybe that starts off with being grateful. Start off with a little gratitude. And a gratitude journal is a great way to do that. Keep a journal beside your bed and just write down 3 things each day that you're grateful for. Or earrings, all cattywampus. Or have a friend or a family member pair up with you and give each other something, list each other in a text message or in a phone call, or when you see them at night, whoever it is, just list 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for with that person each day. And it offers you a little bit of accountability. Hey, be my gratitude partner, and message that person to say, hey, today I'm grateful for this, this, and this. What are you grateful for? And then they'll bring you back things. And you'll find that once you do this on a regular basis, it creates this snowball effect of you starting to realize of all these things in your life that you're grateful for. And it generates a positive shift in your energy and your focus for the new year. Alrighty, and our last card today is coming from the Conversations with God deck. I have this book around here somewhere. Every time I do that, every time I pull this deck out, I want to quote the author of the book. The book is Conversations with God, and it's a wonderful book. I'm slowly been working myself through it over the time, I don't know how long I've had it. Neil Donald Walsh. Nealedonaldwalsch. I know it's backwards, but you get the gist. This is a inspirational deck fashioned after his book with some insight and some higher thoughts. When we talk about embracing the higher thought or embracing the higher energy of a situation, a higher awareness, sometimes that is encouraging us to step out of our current perspective and to look at the picture as a whole and to be able to almost take like a higher perspective. A lot of times, hawks represent a higher perspective because they're able to be up nice and high, kind of getting that bird's eye view. A lot of bird energy is very high perspective because you get that wider perspective. Um, it inspires the idea that you can embrace a higher ideal or a higher awareness of the situation that you're in. In order to do that, sometimes we have to step out of our current ways of thinking and step out of the situation to be able to connect with that higher awareness. And I feel like this deck inspires a lot of higher awareness thoughts and ideas. So we will shuffle it up one last time, spread it out. And we're going to grab one way in underneath today. Beautiful picture on our card. The message on this card today is telling us you always get what you create. You are always creating. I do not make judgments about the creations that you conjure. I simply empower you to conjure more and more and more. If you don't like what you've just created, choose again. I feel like there's a lot of energy leaning into the law of attraction idea. The idea that we are creating situations in our life. I'm currently taking a course in my metaphysics degree program about unlocking your creative potential. And the idea behind this is that we always have the option of creating. We always have more possibilities and more options that are available to us in our life. And the higher power or a divine power that guides us through life is always helping us create. No matter how we are creating, this higher divine power doesn't judge what we're creating, it just helps us create. I feel like a lot of times there then becomes this heavy responsibility that we feel with the law of attraction, that if we are always creating, then some of those days where we're in just a bad mood or a negative idea or we just can't be happy, we end up ridiculing ourselves even more because, oh my gosh, I'm not happy. I'm creating all this negative energy in my life and it's going to attract negativity to me. We're also human. So I feel like this card brings with us a little bit of inspiration to forgive ourselves when we are simply human and emotional, and we are who we are. The idea that if you don't like what you're creating, choose again. So you have a negative day. So you have a day where you're not able to be grateful and you're not able to be positive and you're not able to embrace the higher awareness of situations. That's okay. The beauty is you get to start again tomorrow and choose again. So I feel like this card honors our ability to create our reality and to create the energies that we surround ourselves with. And it honors the fact that we have the ability to create what it is we are looking to have within our life. But I also think it's honoring the ability to understand that sometimes we have energies and barriers and lessons that we have to learn first before we can attract certain things into our life. And as we are moving into something new and we're moving into creating or bringing into our life a new concept, a new situation, or a new idea, there are old notions and old lessons and barriers that we've built up in life that sometimes we have to break through. And sometimes that creative give and take is a little bit arduous at times. It's a little bit much at times. So again, with this message of offering self-love and allowing yourself to pull back and welcome the higher perspective, If you feel like you're stuck in that a washer agitation of that give and take back and forth, honor the fact that you're in the in between. You know, no longer and not yet. You're right in the middle of that. You know, you're no longer and not yet. You're opening up to new possibilities, but you're also letting go of the past stuff. So honor yourself. Trust that you can choose again tomorrow when you're in a better spot. And if you're in a good spot today, work on your gratitudes, work on the higher ideas, that higher awareness, that more enlightened feel. Honor the things and people and situations in your life that honor that enlightened feel within your life. And give yourself a little forgiveness. Allow yourself a little forgiveness now and then. And some self love. Nurture that self love. Nurture who you are. Nurture that deeper understanding of yourself. We always talk about like this deeper understanding and then this higher awareness. It's like, well, how can it be deep and high at the same time? But I think that deeper awareness is, when we talk about that deeper awareness of ourselves, we're talking about the innermost emotions, that inner work, that who we are in the inside. That when we set down work and when we set down family and we set down our to-do list and our to-be list, who are we when we sit quietly by ourselves in our heart and our emotions and in our mind? What are the thoughts we continually offer ourselves in our mind? That's the deep inside stuff. And I feel like that deeper inner stuff also connects us to that higher awareness that we are talking about. It allows us to step out of situations and embrace a higher awareness that sometimes we're not able to when we're in the immediate situation. So honor those moments of self-love that ground you and center you and pull you back into yourself. I personally believe that meditation is a great way to do this. Some people find that running is a great way to do this. Some people feel like exercise. Some people feel like prayer and religious activity is a great way to do this. However it is that you honor your divine self, honor that. Embrace the positive, healthy, divine self-love activities that will support that for you. So I hope that these cards offered a little bit of inspiration for you today. I'm hoping this video uploads to YouTube okay. I'm going to work on uploading it to YouTube, so hopefully you're watching it off of that link currently, and I'm going to share it on my social media pages. If you are watching this video and you enjoyed this video, then I encourage you to share it on your page. If you would like a one-on-one reading where we sit down with each other and we generate a sacred space, we generate a space that honors you and your truth and your energy at this moment, bringing through ideas and inspirations for you personally, I would love to connect with you one-on-one, and would love for you to give me a call or message me. As always, enjoy your new year. Enjoy the possibilities that lay ahead. Take a few moments to honor who you are at this moment. Be in the now. Close your eyes. Be aware. And have a wonderfully, uniquely beautiful day.